Okay, so for my next video in my instructions, I want to learn or remember how to make this really pretty flower. This one turned out a little bit big. It doesn't fit on the standard card base. So I will be making a smaller one, and I will show you how that's done. First of all, depending on the circles that you want your base to be, this is probably, this is right at 2.5 inches across, and it's a 2.5 inch circle. And then these little guys are just under 2 inches. We'll say almost 1 3/4 inches. So what you're going to do with these is you're going to fold each one of these. And the easiest way to do this is to fold it directly in half. And you want to line up. Now, some of you that are just using regular circles that don't have an edge, you just want to make sure that you get it in half this way and then in half the other way. So you folded it so that you essentially have in the center of it a mark where the center of it is. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take the section that is from the bottom half to the right half, and you're just going to fold a little bit of this in towards the center. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you fold this into the center, and now you have this shape. Then you turn it over so that you have the dark side facing up, and then you're going to take it and you're going to fold paper airplane style to the center of that circle. So you take it and you fold it to the center of this circle, and you essentially have one petal of your flower. So I'm going to unfold it so you can see what it looks like. So you're basically just making a fan fold to the center of this circle, and you should have a point on the end. And then you do that 8 more times, or 7 more times actually. I've cut out 8 of these. You may need 8, you might need 6. It just depends on how well you sort them out. So again, fold it in half and fold it in half. Take the bottom and just fold up so that you have just a little bit of what we'll call a petal, I guess. I overfolded that too far. So you want to try to keep it from the center line to the center line so that you don't have to fight with it when you flip it back over. So you take this little piece and you fold it up. Now flip it over, and you're going to fold to the center. And you're going to grab the piece that you folded and fold it to the center. You can see this one a little bit better. There you go. So that's 2. Now I think on one of these I alternated. I folded it with the dark side, what would be the inside of the petal, and then the light side on the outside. So we'll do that on this one. We're going to fold it the opposite way. We're going to fold it in half this way first. And then this way. And now we're going to fold just a little bit in towards the middle. And then we're going to flip this over and fold paper airplane style to the center. When you do it this way, when you alternate back and forth, your flower petals have different dimensions. So I like to line them out so that they look a little bit like that. They go, you know, dark, light, dark. Fold this little bit into the middle. We fold this little bit into the middle. And then we flip it over and airplane to the center. There you go. Obviously, this works best on double-sided paper. You could do it on regular sided paper and you just have white and whatever other color if you only had it. For instance, a single-sided paper, you would just have one white and whatever color you had. Obviously, the smaller your circles, the smaller your flower is going to be, and the harder this whole process will be. So this one was really easy because I chose bigger circles. For instance, all of these petals are out of this size instead of this size. But as you can see, this is pretty big. This is like almost 5 inches nearly across, so it's kind of big to put on the front of something, I think. So when I did one this size, I'll show you. This is how the smaller one turns out. It's quite a bit smaller. And it fits really nice on the front of a card. Here's the center of that. Maybe I went a little too far. There we go. And last one needs to be what was kind of nice about using these circles that have these pointed edges was that this one here at the bottom is the middle. So when I would fold, I would kind of leave that one open so that I knew that was the bottom center. And then when I go to fold it airplane style, I'm basically just putting a much finer point on that. So it was kind of a nice marker for me. All right, so there are all 8 of our petals. Now what you want to do is you want to find the middle of your circle. So the middle of 2 1/2 is 1 1/4. So that puts us right here. And let's see, right about here. So I just make a pencil mark there, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue each of these to this, and I'm going to try and get the point as close to that center mark as possible so that I can make a complete circle. So we're just going to put some glue. Now I only put glue on the little bottom half of this because you don't want to put it on the top. Obviously it'll hang over and get glue everywhere. So you just want to glue it where the very tip of that is right there in the center. So there's your first one. You want to make sure that this edge lines up really tight to this edge. So sometimes what I do is I like to fold up these center pieces so I can get those edges really, really close to each other. And about like that. So you can see what I mean about how it looks nice if you fold your petals in alternating patterns, then you've got a neat look all the way around. Doesn't need a lot of glue, obviously. So again, just make sure that your edges are nice and tight. You're gonna have to kind of fudge the last one anyway. It's gonna need to be kind of tweaked to fit it all in there just right. But like I can tell this one is a little wonky because I've got more hanging out on this side than the other side. So I'm going to come back just a little bit. It's a little better. Go. Should be about halfway. We should have about half of our circle left, and it looks like we do. Take our other one here. So we should have close to space for 2 of those. It might be kind of tight, but I think that we've done it just right. And the last one. Now, if you find you've got space on either side of this, like I do here, what you can do is you can kind of you can kind of take the edges on the surrounding ones and adjust your folds so that you have a little less. It's difficult to see once you get it all evened out. You see, once you get it all even, you can't even really tell that they're not 100%. And then I kind of like to fluff these little bits up. So I kind of like to stick my finger down inside each of these little pockets and kind of stand those up so they look more like petals. Ta-da! There we go. Then the next thing you can do is put something in the center. I have these little cheapy things I got from Walmart. One of the few things they have left on the shelves these days with this whole virus business. And then you're just gonna plop that right down in the middle. About like that. And that is how you do that. The only thing left is to make a card for it now. Thanks for watching.